You pound the dough with a heavy stone, but the yeast does not bruise. At least that's how one of the expats I befriended while backpacking translated the saying. One of the old women tore another piece of the bread, dense and sweet, into a long strip and offered me a bite, saying, again translated, "This has some of the body of God in it." Now the expats, their mouths were lodged with food, so sometimes I mishear things, but it isn't the first time that I heard the phrase. The yeast is collected into small ceramic bowls by a nomadic priesthood, and once collected it ferments. It commands an ingesting body into a dull hypnotic state, resplendent in color and sound, hence the name, the body of God. Now, the bread was imported from international retailers when the laws changed. It was convenient and cheap and led to many abandoning the village to form small cities along the coast and the trade routes. Then came the loggers, and if it weren't for a rare species of bird deemed endangered by the conservationists, what was left of the villages would disappear. But what's left now is still enough to flicker. Now, I didn't want the knowledge of the yeast to be lost. So I went to find the priesthood to learn more, but I got lost. And I swear I must have found the wild yeast, and it must have been fermenting in the air, because what was on the inside was now outside. What was on the outside was now in.
Some say the inside-outside split is really a fold. That inside is outside, just knotted up and huddled. You eat, you breathe, you sweat. Your body swells up with microplastics, and due to the number in your brain, I guess your thoughts do too. Even when you don't know it explicitly, you know things mediated by the very same inside-outside of seeing, of touching. I mean, saffron and salt, seaweed and iron. These things are so different, but different in the holy way under taste. The blossoming differences. It's only with a vacuum that you have a stage adequate enough for things to be given names, to be distinct and individual. But language itself is only stories grafted onto you. Without the ears of the living, words are indistinguishable from the sound of a tree growing or water freezing in the air. And this temporality itself is only real to us when measured by the lengths of our heartbeats. Our bodies can't really comprehend nanoseconds and eons, not without calendars, not without very complex tools. In fact, time itself is illusory. Paradoxes dot non-linear and shimmering time. Inside is outside, and outside is inside, and so on. The body of God, if you use a lot of it in a recipe, can even cause the bread itself to reach consciousness, even if only for a second or two. That's what they say, and that's what I thought about as I gathered some residue that I believe to be the yeast and carried back towards the villages, slowly seeing my way unravel itself before me. I wonder what that bread must feel like as I slowly began to make out the people in front of me. You know, hallucinating on the body of God is like having just one thought, but it takes all day. I gave some of the sacred bread to one of my friends when I returned home. I did well to keep it in a tightly sealed bag. I wanted to share these experiences with someone. And my friend chewed it, stopped, and they winced. They said they must be an atheist because, oh my God, the bread tasted miserable.